Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to your September 2015 Tarot Scope. Wow, I think you're going to be very social this month because there's a lot of activity in your 11th house, and then it will be going into Libra on the 23rd, and it will enter your 12th house. And that will be a time when it will be more appropriate for you to be going within, although there will still be some other planets that are traveling in that 11th house. But while it is in the 11th house, the sun will help to shine a spotlight on groups that you belong to, friendships that you have, hopes and wishes that you may harbor. And so it's a great time to explore these things. And I see that you also have Jupiter transiting in the 11th house for a whole year. So I do believe that within the next 12 months, you will see that possibly your friends are of greater assistance to you in the coming year. Or it could be that some group that you belongs to brings you good luck. And it could be that your hopes and wishes come true, that you manifest especially easily during the coming year. And speaking of that, we are going to have a new moon occurring at 20 degrees Virgo, and it's a partial solar eclipse, so it makes it even more powerful in that 11th house. So, this is a great time to plant your seeds of intent for any hopes and wishes that you have. And remember that you're going to have your solar cycle coming later this fall. And then you can also plant your seeds for the coming year during your solar cycle. So you have these two windows of opportunity in the next few months to really get clear on what you would like to manifest and how you plan to do it. And I think that with Venus and Mars this month in the 10th house, this is really good energy for career matters. Venus makes you really charming to other people, whether you're trying or not. And it goes direct on the 6th of the month. It has been retrograding in your 10th house. And so when it goes direct, and Mars also being, in that house, I think that you will have not only this charisma that can attract clients and can attract, you know, job opportunities themselves if you're, going in for an interview or anything like that. But you have this drive that comes from Mars, this passion and the physical stamina to be able to do these things at this time, especially if you have to do a lot of things related to career matters. You have the energy to do them, and you also have the desire, the passion to do them. Saturn has been in your sign, and even though it's gone direct, it still is in Scorpio until the 17th of the month when it finally crosses over into Sag. And then it goes from your first to your second house. So when it goes into your second house, I don't think of that as a bad thing because, you know, Saturn rules Capricorn and it also co rules Aquarius. But Capricorn is an earth sign. The second house is an earth house because it is the house of Taurus. So I don't think Saturn in the second house is a bad thing. I think it crystallizes your visions, makes them grounded, makes them something that could come true, and it has to do with the money that you earn. So this is a great energy for getting really organized and seeing exactly how you can make best use of your talents and get money for them. I think this is actually very good. And then at the end of the month, on the 27th, we have a full moon, which is actually a total lunar eclipse, and this occurs at 4 degrees Aries in your sixth house of health, of daily routine, of your service to other people. I think that this will be a time when you can really purify yourself in terms of any kind of bad habits you have. If you need to change your diet, if you need to cut out a bad habit, this is like the perfect time to do so. And because the sun will be in the 12th house at this time, I mean, this is like a time for retreat. It's a time to really go within. And, maybe doing a juice fast or something like that, that would be like the perfect accompaniment to doing that 12th house inner work, the healing of the psyche, of the buried wounds, the unfinished business, that sort of thing, kind of bringing everything to the light, which is what the sun does. I wanted to say too that Mars will be going to the 11th house on the 25th of September. So Leo will still be in the 10th, but Mars will be joining Jupiter and just really making you much more social. You have to be careful that you don't get aggressive rather than like uber social when you have Mars in the 11th and not having fights with your friends. But I think that this is really good for your career as well because, if you have to network, there couldn't be a better energy than having planets going through your 11th house. So, in terms of the cards that I picked, Scorpio, I picked some great ones. I picked for the overall card the Six of Cups. So I think that this is a time for you to be nostalgic about the past. And I personally feel that this means that there are some kind of things that may happen in the month that will, maybe you'll take a trip back home and you'll be seeing, family members and recalling times that were simpler and innocent. There's a feeling of maybe you doing something charitable for another person or they giving you a gift of some sort. A child could be featured here. You could be having a child. But there's just like the simple joys in life. I think there's no better way of putting it. It's just a very mellow, nice card. It's a cups card, which relates to the water sign. So it's an emotional energy, but it's a positive. It's not like dramatic. It's feeling, a sense of nostalgia. And so the cards that I got for the first 2 weeks of the month were the Fool and the Nine of Wands. And in a weird way, these are like kind of opposing energies because the Fool is very carefree and is setting off on a journey and doesn't know where he's going, but he has faith that he will be taken care of no matter where he ends up. And the Nine of Wands is somebody who's kind of paranoid and kind of watching their back, and they've like gotten knocked down like 9 times and now they're standing up for the 10th time. And so it seems like they kind of contradict one another, but it could be that you're embarking on some kind of new endeavor, and it could be, a business, or it could be, I don't know, if it's something to do with a relationship, or it might even be some kind of, you might be going back to school for all I know. But the point of the card is that you're going to go off on this new journey, but you're also going to have your defenses with you, and that's actually a good thing because that way you're able to have the best of both worlds. And then for the final 2 weeks, I picked the Knight of Swords and the King of Pentacles. And of course, these court cards could be actual people who come into your life, or they could be aspects of you that you assume, character traits. So the Knight of Swords is like an energy of someone who is very blunt, has a very, you know, strong intellect, a very cutting tongue, gets right to the point, and is very sharp because of that. Sometimes can veer into this actual rudeness and not caring about the feelings of other people, just trying to make their point. and express their opinion. It's kind of like a lawyer type of energy, somebody who argues, very argumentative type of person. But it could be like a know it all, an arrogant person when it comes to their intellect and thinks that they're always right. So this might be you, but it might be somebody who comes into your life at this time. Maybe it's a partner, it's someone who you have to deal with in the second half of September. Interestingly, I also got the King of Pentacles as a pair to this card. And the King of Pentacles is like the ultimate leader. It's somebody who just, attracts money easily, is really a leader who's on top of his or her game, just an authority, but somebody who is a good leader, is everything is balanced about this person. And so I'm wondering if it's possible that if you are working for yourself, if this is kind of showing the end of the month for you, if this is kind of what is in store for you, that you are either going to be working for somebody who is this sort of boss, because it can be a boss. Kings and queens can be authority figures. It can be a parent too, but it can also be you. It can be an aspect of you if you have your own business, if you're in a position to be an authority, or even if you're not working, if you don't have people under you, if you have your own business and you are really, raking it in actually, because with pentacles, there's always the abundance connected to it. So with the Knight of Swords, I suppose it's, if this is you, and I was thinking about, that Mars going into the 11th house and it's in the 10th house, that could be you. That could be you being very aggressive. And you have to, in both of those houses, you have to make sure that you don't become overbearing and too aggressive when you're dealing with career or when you're dealing with group situations or friendships. So I think it's going to be a wonderful month for you, Scorpio, and I hope you enjoy this. If you want a personal reading, just click on the description box below. Otherwise, I wish you a great September. Bye.